This episode is going to be a little bit out of place. We're going to skip ahead a bit due to recent events and current discussions around healthcare and insurance. I've seen a flood of videos from individuals and doctors discussing how health insurance companies and their practices have had a negative impact on patients. In some cases, leading them to have worsening health conditions and even death. I think it's very important that we address this issue. I'm a firm believer that insurance fails people, not because the concept of insurance is flawed, but because we created an industry that places profits over people. Now, much of these profits come from a lack of price transparency and insurance literacy. Here's the thing. At its core, insurance is just a financial planning tool. And like any tool, there's a right way and a wrong way to use it. For instance, imagine all your life you've been told the best way to pound nails is with the handle of a plastic cordless drill. Crazy, right? Well, it's not crazy if you're the drill manufacturer who profits off of repairing and replacing broken drills. But what would you do if your goal was to correct this behavior? The first thing they would do is introduce you to a hammer. They would say, "See, this is a hammer. It's designed to hammer nails. This here is a screw. A screw is designed to work with drills. Here, try them for yourself." While they're very similar, they're not the same. Both fasten things together, but they do it in a slightly different way. Now that you've seen how they work, you have a decision to make. Do you need a hammer for your nails? Screws for your drill? Do you need both? Do you need none? Do you want to tie a rock to a stick and bang away at those nails like a caveman? The choice is yours. But I would argue you can't make that choice until you understand how the tool works. This also applies to health insurance. There's two main types of health insurance we use in America: managed care and unmanaged care. Think of it like a hammer and a drill. They're similar, but not the same. Now, their purpose is to help people pay for healthcare, but they do this in a slightly different way. So let's talk about the most common type of insurance, which is a managed care plan. It's called managed care because when you buy this type of insurance, you and your healthcare provider both contractually agree that it's the insurance company who gets to dictate what they will and will not pay for. Any healthcare you receive outside of insurance is your financial responsibility. Although if you don't agree with their decisions, you do have the right to appeal. Ultimately, the purpose of a managed care plan is to help community members achieve a minimum standard of good health at the lowest cost possible to the insurance company. This is important because for-profit insurance companies will do everything in their power to ensure that we as a community are spending our money, not theirs, while also maximizing profits. So let's talk about how these managed care plans actually manage our healthcare. We'll use an HMO plan since these are the most common. Most HMO plans are going to include 7 features: referrals, networks, prior authorization, medical policies, formularies, step therapy, and medical necessity. It's important to realize that these features of managed care insurance not only manage costs, but can also result in delayed and denied care. So what does this look like in the real world? I saw a video and read an article about a patient named Kathleen Valentini. Kathleen had a pain in her hip, so she visited her primary care doctor. Per the insurance company's medical policy, he prescribed 6 weeks of physical therapy. During that time, the pain in her hip got progressively worse. When she went back to her primary care doctor, he determined that the next step was an MRI. This is an internal image of her hip to see what's going on. To obtain the MRI, the doctor needed a prior authorization. This is where he has to ask permission from the insurance company to see if they'll approve and pay for that test. 2 weeks later, he gets a response. The MRI's denied. The reason given? They said it wasn't medically necessary because she still hadn't gone through 6 weeks of physical therapy. The 6 weeks of physical therapy she had just completed. Now, we don't know if the doctor put the information in the wrong place, or it was an oversight by the insurance company or the company they outsourced their prior authorization. Either way, it took 41 days to finally get approval for her MRI. An MRI that revealed a fast-moving cancer. According to Kathleen's cancer doctor, had they found the cancer 11 weeks prior, they could have most likely treated it with chemotherapy alone. Instead, they had to amputate part of her pelvis, her hip, and her leg. Kathleen eventually died of that cancer. And I can't help but to think, if her and her doctor understood how managed care works, she might have purchased an MRI herself and would still be alive today. And here's the irony in all this. The reason why so many people buy these types of plans is because they offer unlimited benefits, coverage for pre-existing conditions, and they're described as comprehensive coverage. That all sounds great, but again, it's managed care. And having unlimited benefits on a managed healthcare plan is kind of like paying extra to get an all-you-can-eat buffet, only to find out that the waiter and waitress get to tell you what to eat and how much you get. That doesn't sound like unlimited to me. Or coverage for pre-existing conditions. Yeah, you get insurance. They just don't have to provide you with the healthcare that you and your doctor think you need. Or the fact that it's comprehensive coverage. Great, it covers most things, but only if the insurance company decides to give it to you. Now here's the thing. There's another type of health insurance in America that doesn't do that, which is unmanaged care. Unfortunately, unless you were an adult before they passed the HMO Act in 1973, you're probably not very familiar with this type of health insurance. It's what I call a high-end fixed benefit plan. These plans are specifically designed to both financially support and foster the doctor-patient relationship, where you and your doctor make your healthcare decisions instead of some for-profit corporation. Had Kathleen Valentini had this type of insurance, she could have received that MRI right away instead of delaying care by 11 weeks. Had she done so, she might be alive today. Unlike managed care plans that pays for healthcare, unmanaged care provides you with funds to help you pay for things you need to receive healthcare. These include doctor visits, labs, imaging, urgent care, emergency room, surgeries, hospitalization, rehabilitation, skilled nursing, and a whole lot more. And if it's designed the right way, and the care you receive is reasonably priced, it often covers 100% of your healthcare costs with no deductible, copays, or coinsurance required. Plus, anything you don't spend, you get to keep. For instance, the average cost of a 5-day hospital stay in America is roughly $15,000 just for the room alone. On one of the plans that I use with a lot of my clients, the first hospital stay of the year would pay roughly $36,000 to $43,000 for a 5-day stay. So even after the hospital's paid $15,000, the policyholder would still walk away with $21,000 to $27,000 in their pocket. Real money, it's theirs, they can spend it on whatever they want. And here's the crazy part. Because you have to be reasonably healthy to get approved, which most people are, these policies are 40 to 70% less premium than a comparable managed care plan. They offer better access to healthcare, lower out-of-pocket costs, and the freedom to use any doctor or hospital you choose nationwide. And here's what I love most about this type of insurance. The financial incentives for everyone involved are aligned. In this case, the community pays less premiums when you stay healthy. The insurance company makes more profit when you stay healthy. Your doctor gets paid a fair amount for practicing medicine without an insurance company interfering in the doctor-patient relationship. As a bonus, the doctor gets hours of their life back because they no longer have to get insurance approvals. Last but certainly not least, most importantly, you, the patient, get back control over your healthcare and finances. It's a win-win situation for everyone. But these plans, they do come with certain challenges and limitations that you need to be aware of. See, the reality is, there is no one insurance that covers everything. It simply doesn't exist, despite what people are often led to believe. So it's really important that you fully understand how these financial tools work so you can determine what's right for you. Do you need a managed care plan? Are you better off with unmanaged care? Do you need both? Do you need none? The choice is yours. But I would argue it's not until you understand how these insurances fundamentally work that you should make that choice on your own. So if you need one-on-one support from a qualified individual, I offer insurance coaching to better help you understand insurance and your options. My coaching can literally save you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime, while significantly improving your overall financial protection and access to care. Now, if you're a healthcare provider who values the doctor-patient relationship and the ability to practice medicine without the insurance company dictating what you can do, please share this podcast with your patients. Also, if you want to explore how this type of insurance can help you improve your patient's ability to access care while receiving the treatment and follow-up they need, I'm happy to discuss. Last but not least, if you're an honest and ethical agent who wants to know how both types of health insurance can help their clients have the best healthcare and financial outcomes, let's talk. I'm looking to mentor other agents who are willing to do the right thing. At the end of the day, a lack of knowledge and understanding when it comes to these financial tools hurts everyone in our community. So whether you're looking for help making sense of your options, want a deeper dive into these topics, or just have something to share, I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you found this episode helpful, share it. Send it to someone you care about, whether it's a family member, a friend, a healthcare provider who could use this information. Let's keep this conversation going. Together, we can push for an insurance and healthcare system that works better for everyone. So again, if you want to connect with me, visit communitymovementpodcast.com and we'll see you in the next episode.